What is up, guys? This is Orca Flop, and today I'm coming at you with another video. And today I'm going to be talking about some NASCAR Xfinity Series news because Noah Gragson is going to the one car of Junior Motorsports in 2019. And I know this news was broken out a while ago, but I figured since no one else has really talked about it specifically in a video, Eric Estep did, but that's about it. I figured I'd do it today, so here we go. Noah Gragson's been driving for KBM and trucks for 2 years. He got one win in 2017 at Martinsville and one in 2018 at Kansas. And now and it was announced like 3 months ago or 4. But I figured talking about it today would be a good time. Since it's talking about 2019, and it's the last day of 2018. Gragson was announced that he'd be moving up to Junior Motorsports in 2019, and I think this is a really bad move. Well, I don't think it's a really bad move, but I don't think it's a good thing for a developing driver. In a nutshell, I haven't really been paying attention to Noah Gragson since 2017 because I didn't really catch his, I don't even know if he was an ARCA or Canon. I'm sure he was, but I really wasn't paying attention to him that much then, if that was the case. But Noah Gragson started out in the Truck Series with KBM in 2017, ran fairly consistent that season. He managed to pull out some top 10s and top 5s, and he ended up not missing out in the playoffs, but he ended up winning the Martinsville playoff race in 2017. So that really made people believe that Noah Gragson was a very good driver and he was going to do very well at KBM. And Noah Gragson started to gain popularity because he was interacting with the fans and he was doing consistent and he won a race. So going into 2018, Gragson had high hopes in the Truck Series, and he wanted to win the championship in 2018. And lo and behold, he ran fairly consistent, but not really. Yeah, I'll get onto that later. He ended up winning the Kansas race, the spring Kansas race, by dominating and winning both stage 1 and 2 and winning the Kansas race. So he locked himself into the Truck Series playoffs. But after that, it seemed like Gragson would go through a series of events where he would just choke up or find a way to lose. He would win the first stage and then drop back to like 10th. And then another instance at Dover, he was racing Johnny Sauter for the win. He ended up wrecking himself going into turn 3. And then another time he was racing in the playoffs. When we finally made it to the playoffs, he was racing Ty Gillen for the win. He ended up dive bombing and dumping him and Ty Gillen at the same time and losing to Justin Haley. And it seemed like, and also in the Vegas race, the fall Vegas race with Gragson, he ended up winning the first stage, but then falling back to 10th, and then ended up like wrecking out of the race. It just seems like Noah Gragson throughout the 2018 season was very inconsistent after that Kansas win. There's always so many series of events of him falling back, not doing well, and just ended up getting beaten by guys like Moffitt, Sauter, Ben Rhodes, Matt Crafton, Grant Enfinger, guys like that. And I really don't think that, Gragson showed his full potential. And it seems like after the fall Vegas race, he was announced to go to the one car of Junior Motorsports in the Xfinity Series next year full time. And as we know the rest of the story, Gragson made the Final Four with Justin Haley, Johnny Sauter, and Brett Moffitt. And it was a duel between him and Brett Moffitt. And my boy Brett Moffitt ended up winning the Truck Series Championship. And Brett Moffitt, I think I already talked about him not getting a ride, but Brett Moffitt is going to be on his living room couch most likely in 2019 after winning a Truck Series Championship, similar to how Austin Terrio won the ARCA Series Championship, and he ended up on his living room couch. So, yeah, you got guys like Moffitt and Terrio who are having, with no rides, next season in any of the the Xfinity or Truck Series after winning a championship. Now, I get funding means a lot in NASCAR, and they don't have the necessities they need to, be able to be in a fielded Xfinity or Truck team. But even still, though, that's not how NASCAR used to be. Spending costs were never this much of a priority as they are now, and it really saddens me that people are going after money bags like Brandon Jones, Austin Cindric, Cody Coughlin, Matt Tifft, rather than guys with talent like Moffitt and Terrio, who end up winning record-breaking championships, and the next thing you know, they're on the living room couch doing nothing. And Gragson ended up getting second in points, finishing second to Brett Moffitt in the championship. But no, Noah Gragson, he gets a ride at Junior Motorsports. In fact, one of the top rides at Junior Motorsports. The one car that Noah Gragson is driving for at Junior Motorsports is the 9 team that Tyler Reddick won his championship in. And he's going to be driving basically the 9 car, but it's renumbered to the 1 car. And the 1 car that Elliott Sadler drove in 2018 is now going to be the 9 car part-time. And so that is that. And Gragson is going to be in a very well-funded and top equipment Junior Motorsports car with Armor All sponsorship as well. So what's the problem with this move with Gragson going to Junior Motorsports? Fucking everything. Gragson proved that in 2018 he was inconsistent. He was very, I don't want to say he had a big, Gragson was so inconsistent, and he literally had the best truck in the field, and Gragson only managed to get 1 win, while Moffitt had lower equipment, and Moffitt ended up getting 6 wins in that Truck Series season, and Gragson only had 1. So you see what I'm saying here? It seems like Moffitt is the more better talented driver, but Moffitt's the one sitting on his living room couch. Gragson only got 1 win in like one of the best trucks in the field with KBM equipment, and he gets a ride at Junior Motorsports. That's not right, because that just proves, again, that talent in NASCAR now doesn't matter. It's absolutely ridiculous. So that's why Gragson ends up having a ride at Junior Motorsports. Now, the thing I was asking at first is why didn't Gragson go to Joe Gibbs Racing in the Xfinity Series? He said in a statement that he felt like he wanted more of a comfortable environment. He wanted a more laid-back team to drive for, so he decided himself to go to Junior Motorsports instead of Joe Gibbs, as to where I think Kyle Busch trained Gragson really hard and tried to make Gragson more than what he could be, or make Gragson to be the best he could be. And he thought that if he went to Junior Motorsports, they'd go a little bit easier on him, and he could just chill out and relax. For a young developing driver, that's not something you want. You want your driver to be developed to the fullest. You want your driver to have, do the best he can be and be a champion and prove himself worthy of that ride. And now that Gragson is not going to go with the Joe Gibbs program and now is going to go to Junior Motorsports, if Junior Motorsports is laid back like that, then Gragson won't get the develop he needs to be at his best and do better than he normally could. That's why I think he should have stayed with Joe Gibbs Racing, because if he did, he probably could have gotten, forced to be better than he already is, and maybe Gragson could be a really good driver. But honestly, I don't see Gragson as that good of a driver, because you look at his 2017, he wasn't that great, but he managed to win a race, and at least he was more consistent in 2017 than 2018. 2018, he always would either win one stage and wreck, or finish behind Brett Moffitt, and then he only won 1 race that he actually did really well in at Kansas. So, and Gragson for being in the 18 truck with good sponsorship from Satellite, why didn't Gragson do any better? He was in KBM equipment. You put Moffitt in that 18 truck, he would have dominated. So, I'm just saying, I think Gragson gets things handed to him, and I don't think Gragson has necessarily proved himself that much, being worthy of being in a ride like Junior Motorsports after 2 Truck Series seasons. I think Moffitt deserves that ride, but again, I get it. Moffitt doesn't have funding, and neither does Austin Terrio, who won the ARCA Championship in 2017. I know funding matters now in NASCAR. But at the same time, though, it just seems like Gragson is getting things handed to him that he really doesn't deserve. I mean, I don't know if Gragson's a paid driver or not. I don't think Gragson is a paid driver, but even still, though, with him not being a paid driver, he's still getting these rides handed to him, and Gragson hasn't proved himself to his full potential, as to where Terrio and Moffitt are sitting at their living room couches, and they have shown record-breaking stats in ARCA and trucks. Both are champions of those series, and they're left with nothing. Meanwhile, Gragson has been inconsistent the last 2 Truck Series seasons, has won 2 races in total those seasons, and he's in the best truck, and he did below par, honestly. To me, I think Gragson performed below par than what even Matt Crafton as well. It's not even just Gragson that underperformed to get equipment. Matt Crafton didn't do well in the 88 truck in 2018. So it's not like, I mean, I know, Gregson's not the only one that's had this issue of underperforming and in top equipment. A lot of drivers have, actually. But it just, Gregson's getting this ride handed to him, basically, and it's ridiculous. I don't even know. Is he gonna have satellite sponsorship with him? I'm sure he will. I know he's got Armor All with him, and now, so that's my opinion on how I feel about how Gragson going to the one of Junior Motorsports. I don't like it because I think Gregson's getting handed to him, and I don't think he deserves it as much as a guy like Brett Moffitt would. So I'm not happy with this move at all. Trust me. And now. That being said, now that Gregson's in the one full time for Junior Motorsports, how will he do in 2019? Well, I've already said this on the Smoke 14 show, and I guess I'll say it again. In my opinion, I think Gragson will actually do better in Xfinity than he did in trucks, because if that laid back thing helps him more, then I guess maybe he'll do better. So I'm predicting Gragson to at least get 2 wins, at most 3 wins. I think Gragson will get, but I think Noah Gragson's gonna get 2 wins. I think he's gonna win the opening Daytona race because it'll be the same way Tyler Reddick did, getting an extra push. And Gragson seems like he's pretty good at super speedways. So I think Gragson will win the opening Daytona race, and I think Gragson will also win Iowa since he did pretty well there and trucks. And so yeah, I think Gregson's gonna win Iowa and Daytona, and I think Gregson's not a bad driver. Honestly, I don't think Gregson's a bad driver. So I do see Gragson making it to the round of 8 in the Xfinity Series in 2019, but I don't think he is like championship 4 worthy. I mean, look at the Xfinity Series lineup. You got Ross Chastain, who really proved himself worthy in the 42 car in 2018 when he was driving part-time. You got Chase Briscoe now in the 98 full-time. You've got Christopher Bell in the 20 looking for redemption. And there's one more driver I was going to say. Who was it? Oh, yeah, Cole Custer. Yeah, Cole Custer in the 00 trying to, he's going to be... I can't speak. He's going to be driving really hard, and he's going to do whatever he can. You also have John Hunter Nemechek driving for GMS in the number 23 car, which I think he will outperform in, to be honest with you. You also got guys like Allgaier as well. You can't keep Allgaier out of the equation. Hell, even maybe Ryan Truex. If he has another consistent season, or if he does really well in 2019, who knows? Ryan Truex could be up there. But I just think when you look at Noah Gragson, I just think the competition outweighs him a little bit, because I think guys like Ross Chastain, Chase Briscoe, Christopher Bell, Justin Allgaier, Cole Custer, I think guys like that, I just think guys like that are just better than Gragson, have earned the rides more than Gragson has, and I think they outweigh his talent level. I think they're a lot better than Gragson. I think they can outperform their equipment more than Noah Gragson can. They can take good equipment and put it to real good use, as to where Gragson is pretty inconsistent, as we've seen already in the Truck Series. So I think Gragson will definitely make the round of 8. I mean, he's in Junior Motorsports equipment, and Gregson's an okay driver. So I think Gragson will definitely make the round of 8, but I do not see him as a championship threat. I really don't. So I just think the competition outweighs Gragson at that point, but I do think Gragson will get 2 wins, Iowa and Daytona. And Gregson's going to have a good season, I think, in Xfinity, but he's not going to have like a championship season, if you know what I mean. He's going to have a good season, though, a good first Xfinity Series season. So, yeah, again, to sum this up, this is not a good move because Gragson probably should have stayed with JGR. If he really wanted to perform well and Gragson really wanted to perform to his fullest, he would have went with JGR because they would have trained him better and they could have made him more than what he already is. But he decided to go with Junior Motorsports because he thought it's more laid back. And in the end with that, I don't think he's going to, do the best to his potential, and I think Gregson's going to have a good season, but he could do better. Gragson could definitely do better, but, that's just not him. But again, Gragson gets things handed to him all the time. I mean, you just look at it. Moffitt, 6 wins and a championship, has nothing. Terrio, 8 wins, an ARC, I believe. 7 or 8 wins in ARCA. He has nothing. Gragson, two Truck Series wins in 2 seasons, and he gets a ride at Junior Motorsports in the Xfinity Series. I just don't agree with it. Again, Gragson gets things handed to him all the time because of his popularity and notoriety. So, again, don't like it. I don't think Gragson should be rushed up to Xfinity. I thought maybe he should do one more year in trucks, but he's going to Xfinity, guys. So, again, though, I think he'll do okay. I think he'll have a good season. He'll make the round of 8 for sure, I believe. And he'll get 2 wins at most. At most, yes, now I'm saying at most. At most, he'll get 2 wins. So in the end, I don't think this is a good move for driver development at all, and it's not a good move for Gragson because I don't think he could do better. Gragson really could do better, and he needs to learn how to be more consistent, and we don't know if he's going to be more consistent or if he's just going to get those 2 wins and then sandbag it like Tyler Reddick did. So in the end, I think Gragson's going to have a decent season in Xfinity, but again, I don't agree with the move because I don't think for driver development purposes, this is a bad move, and Gragson could definitely perform better if he stayed with the JGR affiliated teams or just the JGR program in general because like Kyle Busch, he was pushing Gragson. It felt like Gragson could have definitely gotten better if he went to Joe Gibbs. So in the end, I think Gragson, yes, like I said, again, I'm repeating myself now. Gragson will have a decent season, but I really hate this move considering it's so bitter because Moffitt's got nothing, Terrio has got nothing. They both had record-breaking seasons, and they don't have any rides. The only ride they have is the living room couch. And Gragson, meanwhile, he's been very inconsistent, has gotten 1 win in each of his Truck Series seasons so far, and yet he's going to Xfinity for Junior Motorsports. It's ridiculous. So yeah, in the end, this is a bad move. Gregson's not going to do well. Well, he's going to do okay. He's going to make the round of 8 and get 2 wins. But that's literally all I see coming from Noah Gragson with this move. Like, if Gragson were to perform at his best, yeah, he would get 2 wins and make the round of 8. I think he will, though. I believe in him a little bit. But other than that, he might underperform. So that's it. Gregson's going to the 1 for Junior Motorsports. I mean, I don't care for Gragson at all, really, but I do wish him good luck. I hope he does. I hope Gragson does prove me wrong, to be honest with you. I really hope he does well, because, like, I really don't see him as that great of a driver. So, yeah, so that's it. Bye.